internet, welcome back to my channel. Today I have my bullet journal video, which I am so glad is actually going out on time as opposed to last month when it came out virtually in the middle of the month. So this month is September and I am going to attempt something I've always wanted to do but never felt like I could, and that's sakura. I love sakura. I feel like when people think of Japan, they usually think of sakura or cherry blossom in English, and the first time Tobias and I went to Japan, we went during sakura season and it was amazing. Granted, kind of cold, but it was beautiful. But the reason I chose it as this month's theme was like twofold. One, September in Australia is the start of spring. I know, crazy. If you live in Melbourne, you'd be questioning, is it really spring yet? Well, it is, technically. And then for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, I know you guys are moving into autumn right now, so this might feel a bit like an opposite thing, but I'm just so happy that spring has started and hopefully the weather can get warmer, because I just love the warmer weather. Longer hours, so it's brighter during the day, all that sort of good stuff. But the other reason is that I am really starting to get back into anime, which I never thought I would in such a serious manner. Like, I've always loved anime and manga, but I feel like recently I've been very obsessed with it, and I've been rewatching Cardcaptor Sakura again. She kind of inspired this theme for me as well. For the actual sakura flowers, I used a little bit of a template and kind of sketched that out initially. That's why they all tend to look the same. I'm really not very confident in freehanding sakura just yet, but you know, maybe with more practice I'll get there. Okay, so over to the next page is my time tracker, which I keep and do every single month. I find it so useful to see generally where my time goes. It never surprises me where my time goes, but it's just nice to reflect over the month and know where the majority of the time went. And then next to that I have my mood tracker, which I decided to do just a little bit different this month, but essentially I decided to use petals to represent each day. And I know that the colors are going to be a little strange. Like, I literally use 4 versions of pinks, which in retrospect I can't really tell the difference between all of them. It just means that regardless, the page is going to look beautiful by the end of the month. So I could have been really sad and angry the whole month, it will still look amazing. And isn't that the most important thing? No, probably not. For the habit tracker, I'm really trying to change it up because I'm getting so sick of that habit tracker table I always use. Like, I've literally used it for almost 2 years now. So I think I'm just going to be experimenting every month. I'm going to try something new until something feels new, natural, I don't know, fresh. So I'm only tracking like a set number of habits. I know that sometimes when I use the table, it's so easy to just put another row in. So I'm like, you know what, I'm going to track X today. And it's just like the most convoluted thing to track ever. But I feel like my tried and true is always going to be my hydration, my 10,000 steps, and Japanese. I feel like those are always the things I want to see if I get better in at all. I can tell you that generally I've not been getting much better when it comes to hydration or walking. Japanese a little bit, because I do try to make an effort to study now. And especially now that I've reignited my love for anime and honestly reignited my love for cosplay. I'm actually, just a sidetrack, I'm actually working on trying to set up my cosplay page again. I used to have a page called X Motion or Extreme Motion, which was my cosplay page almost, I don't know, like a decade ago or something. And I don't know, I feel like that name doesn't suit me anymore, so I'm probably going to pick a new name. And I'm kind of like low-key thinking of going back into cosplay, but probably nothing too major. Anyways, I digress. All of that is helping with my Japanese studies. So I feel like even though I am spending a lot of time watching anime and reading manga now, it's all good because I'm actually picking up way more Japanese this way. Then over to the next page, I decided to go back and create my sleep tracker. I didn't have it for August. Well, I did, but it was kind of like in a chart, and I didn't really enjoy tracking it that way. It just wasn't fun. So I've gone back to like the bar chart again for sleep, and I thought I would change it up. And instead of having kind of like the cloudy sky that is themed Sakura, I put those little like unicorn eyelashes things. They're so cute. So I decided to use that as sleep because it always makes me think the unicorn is sleeping. Okay, great. So now we're onto the monthly view, and I've had to make the squares a little bit smaller this month just because September is weird. It like goes over into 6 lines or 6 rows instead of its typical 5-month row. So usually I do 6 by 6. This time I'm doing 5 by 5, so they're all just a little bit smaller, but it should be fine. I know some people would just say, you know, on the last day, like the 30th, just put that up at the top, but I don't know, I just love the way it flows and I don't really want to change that, so that's why I decided to just make the boxes smaller this month. And it kind of gave me this added advantage that now I could have like a monthly goal side, which I'm fully intending to use. I already have my first monthly goal, and it is to create, I know this sounds so counterintuitive, but to actually have an ultimate to-do list that is digital. That seems so strange because I'm doing a bullet journal video right now. I do use my bullet journal, but the problem with my bullet journal is that it doesn't contain everything I need to do. Like for example, my day job, which is a big part of my life, does not get stored in my bullet journal. My bullet journal isn't just a massive to-do list, it's a lot of other things as well, and it really feeds into my health and well-being. So yeah, that's one of my major goals for the month, which is going to be interesting because I have tried this many times before and it just hasn't really worked out. I just find it really hard to keep track of it. So hopefully it works out, and I'm sure I have other goals in mind. I just can't think of them right now. And I know you might not be able to see it. I put black dots on top of every single day, and then in it I'm supposed to write the date. I did use a white pen, and it's so strange. I don't know whether because the ink is still a little bit wet or not, but this white pen I'm using is the Sakura pen, the jelly roll, and sometimes it looks really great on black, and then other times you can hardly see it. So it's not really turning up on camera. I suspect it's because I just put down the black ink. Who knows? Or maybe I'm just using the wrong ink. And just for fun, I decided to throw in my first weekly spread. I know I don't generally do weekly spreads when it comes to these videos, but I just thought it would be fun to put one in. Really, it's nothing special. I've been kind of rotating through the similar layouts so far. I really need to go find some better or new, fresh weekly layouts, but this is one that I really love because it is straightforward, and yeah, it's really easy to use. That is pretty much my entire bullet journal setup for September. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. This is Celina reporting from my room. Back to the internet.